Hello everyone. You're welcome to our channel today. This is live stream. Now it's gonna be fun because um, first of all, I have a very important question here to talk about today. So I want you to pay attention to some of the things we're going to be sharing today. So if you have any question, any contribution to make, do not hesitate to join us. Do not hesitate to join us. Do not hesitate to join us. Let me just put this aside. I believe you can hear me. I've tested the sound and it will all fine, good to go. My focus here is to share some of these ideas that people have about relationship and marriage. So I'm really curious about how people see this. The question is is financial security a bad criteria for a Christian woman looking for a husband? Is financial security a bad criteria for a Christian woman looking for a husband? What do you guys think about that? Is it? That's what we're going to answer today. Let's talk about it, and I will also be giving you guys the opportunity to share your thoughts. And obviously, this is just one of the things that people go through in relationship. So it's a live stream, and Merry Christmas to you, everybody. And I believe you're having fun right now at home, wherever you are. I believe you're having fun this evening, this cool evening. I'd like to know those of you watching directly, if you're watching us, just let us know in the comment section. And let me give you a shout out as well, just to acknowledge your presence with us. Yes. Like I said, this is a cool evening moment, and I'm sharing on this. Obviously, this is my opinion concerning this question that was asked. Yeah. So this is my opinion. Yes, Christmas time, and we are enjoying ourselves at home. So if you're at home and enjoying yourself, please tune in just to have fun and also contribute on this particular topic today. Basically, I am concerned about this question, so I want you to pay attention to, and when you think you want to contribute, please do contribute. All right, so the question is financial security a bad criteria for a Christian woman looking for a husband? I hope you understand the question. Is financial security a bad criteria? I don't think so at all, because personally I believe financial security is one of the top list of a woman planning to get married. I mean, if a woman is looking for a husband, one of the things that the woman will want to find out is the financial capacity of that man. I think that is true for every. I'm thinking, it is my opinion. It's not so for everybody, but I think it happens. It happens. So let me read the details of this question to you, so you will be able to understand what we are talking about right now. It says, is financial security a bad criteria for a Christian woman looking for a husband? Now, on the detail, this is a lady writing this, and he said write the question, and she's looking for advice. She needs to know what to do, or probably a clarification, all right, about this. Obviously, as she says, the Bible tells Christian women to look for a man who is strong in his faith, because he will be the leader of the family, and not to be unequally yoked. But is it bad to also consider his ability to provide financially? Is this somehow a bad criteria? That's the question. Now, she said, personally, when I was single and looking for a husband, these were my top criterias, top two criterias. However, I wasn't even being realistic. I was in my mid-20s, so I was really just looking for someone who would be able to provide well in its future. Finish college, working in an entry-level career with growth potential. Perhaps if I had not put so much weight in this area, I would have ended up with someone that I have more in common with. But we matched up where it counts, and both choose to love each other and are completely committed to each other. I am curious about other people's perspective, especially in light of some recent posts, information given. So here it says, is financial security a bad criteria for a Christian woman looking for a husband? It is not. For me, it is not a bad criteria at all. Like you already said, if a woman is going to really settle down, there are things that woman need to consider. So there are things that woman need to consider. So if that woman is going to get a real profound financial stability in the future, I think she will need a financial backings. So she will need financial stability. So it's very important. So the financial stability is a key important factor here, because no one wants to go into a marriage and actually end up struggling, because that's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible. It's terrible. Trust me. But looking at it, you want to look at, first of all, the stability of him being able to work. Can he get a job? Can he work? You see, can he work? Is it? Yeah, you need to look at that. Very important. Very, very important. So what do you guys think? Because personally, a man should be able to financially make provide for the family. Yeah, really provide for the family. Yeah. Because it's not wise to just jump into a relationship without first of all knowing that there is financial stability. There should be some money coming from somewhere. Yeah. There should be money. There should be some money coming from somewhere. Who is responsible for what? And how quickly is that money coming in? So it's very important. Very, very important. Very, very important. I'm not sure about the. First of all, I'm not sure about the process. The process the process that the guy is going through to get this done. I'm not sure about the process. But in reality, you have to consider two things. The ability to make money and the ability to always uh, to love your spouse. You see, that's very important. The ability to make money, the ability to love your spouse. That is very important. So if you're making money, then how you making the money? So if you're in love, if you're in the process, you want to carry along your spouse. You see, you want to carry along your spouse in doing this. Very important. It's not an easy task. I understand because uh, the Bible says for better for worse, isn't it? I mean, the law says for better for worse. So you want to consider the fact that you are getting into the marriage for better and for worse. So you want to stick in there for better and for worse. So for that reason, you need to get certainty that this man is able to put things in order. First of all, I think personally, I will put more weight in desire to provide and willingness to work, because a man must have that, the desire to provide and the willingness to work and sacrifice. You see, it depending on what he's doing and what he wants to do. But if you look at that he has the willingness to work and he's willing to provide, that's a good start. He may not have all the money that you think he should have. I don't think so. The money doesn't grow in trees. So it don't even don't sound. You don't have to appear as a lady. You don't have to appear as a gold digger in reality, because when you emphasize on the money much more than every other thing, you might be mistaken for a gold digger. So you need to understand that. And again, it's not that it's wrong to have that as a criteria, okay? But it should not be the top of the list in reality. It could be among, because again, money is important, right? Money is important to relationship. We understand that money is important, but when you want to marry a man, the first thing you want to look at is his faith, his belief system. That's the number one. And number two, is he busy? Is he working? You see, you want to know if he's working. You can't just end up marrying a man that is not working. Is he working? What are the things he does? What are the things he does? You see, what does he do to make money? It's not just enough to just sit down there and think, okay, he does what? He's able to provide what? So you should be able to tell whether or not he has the capacity to provide. So that is what you need. There's nothing wrong with it at all for a woman to have it as a criteria, but it just means that you are more conscious, because again, just because you are looking for a husband who may have the financial capacity or stability, it's not enough reason for you to become idle as a woman. So you as a lady, you have to do your part to become able to make provisions for yourself. In other words, you should be able to look at what if this man is unable to make provisions for you or for the family. What if? How are you going to come in? Are you just going to sit down there and say, oh, I don't know what to do? I don't know what to do. No, you can't say that. You can't just stay there and say, I don't know what to do. You have to develop skills again. You also have to have any ability, the ability to earn. You need to have that ability as a woman. You must have the ability to earn. You must develop the capacity to earn as well. While you're also looking for a man who will be able to make that provision for you and also provide for the family, you also need to develop your skills to provide. Don't be surprised that there are men who are also looking for women with the capacity and ability to also earn money. Don't be surprised at all. So you don't want to focus on one angle of this discussion. You want to look at it, the whole spectrum. All right, you want to look at the whole spectrum. In relationship, it's very important to look at the broader view. You want to look at the broader view, because in most cases, most women just get into the relationship because the man has the capacity to provide only, so they themselves don't consider what they can do to bring something on the table. Remember, your relationship is equal partnership. So if it is an equal partnership, then you need to think about what you would do to bring, you have to bring something to the table. You can't just assume that everything's going to be all right by just the man doing the whole thing. So that's very important, very, very important in finding a husband. First, you want to look at his level of belief system, his faith. What does he believe in? How serious, how committed, how devoted is he to his faith? That's number one. Then number two, is he busy? Is he working? The reason I'm saying this is because it tallies up with the experience that Adam had in the garden before Eve came into the picture. You know, if you study your Bible, you read that Adam was in the presence of God, and that presence of God was called Eden. He was in the Garden of Eden. That was God's presence. And every day, according to the Bible, God comes there to have fellowship with man, with Adam. So it was God. Adam was in his presence and have fellowship with God. That's the first place. You want to meet a man who is in God's presence, who is in God's Eden. You need that kind of man. That's the first step you take. The second thing is, what is he doing? Eve met Adam busy. Adam was busy working. You know, God gave him a job to do, to tend the garden. He was busy tending the garden. So the question is, what is he doing? What work is he doing? God put Adam in the garden to work. So where has he gotten a job? Is he working? Is he doing anything? What is he doing to make money, to earn income? So that is what you look at. So if it is any money has a capacity to earn, then that is enough. That's enough, because the way you ask the question is financial security a bad criteria. Now, it depends on what you mean by financial security. It means, to my understanding, what I'm trying to get at from your question is, you're looking at the man should have a lot of money. That the man should have a lot of money. A lot of money enough to take care of you and everybody else, or take care of you in the future. If you're looking at that as a criteria, no, it's not. It's, you might spend some time looking for, because the already made men were made through the effort of other women. If you are not sure, you should do your research. If you're looking for already made man, you may not be able to find one. If you find any, they are not single. They are not actually single. They may be ex to other women. So you need to understand that. They may be ex to another woman. So you need to think along that line. Think along that line. Yeah. Happy Merry Christmas to everybody watching. What's the contribution? What's the discussion today, guys? Join me. Join me up. We have a question on board, and which is financial security a bad criteria for a Christian woman looking for a husband? I don't think so. Do you think so? What do you think? For me, I don't think so. To some others, it could be, but for me, I think no. It's good to have that. It's good to have that ideology, that knowledge. It's good to have that sense that the person should have financial, the ability to provide. You see, that's what I wanted to focus on. The ability to provide and the willingness to work. Or the willingness to work and the ability to provide is very important. The willingness to work. The willingness to work. The willingness to work. So that should be your financial security, the willingness to work. Because if you lost a job, you can get on to get another job. Or alternatively, the ability to provide is to get a business, start a striving business, or do something that will make make provisions. You see, those are the areas you're going to look at. It's not like how much does he have in the bank. Alright, it's not about that. Yeah, he could declare his assets. There's nothing wrong to declare how much you have in the bank if you want to. There's nothing wrong about that. But you want to look at two things here. First, his level of faith in religious belief. What religion does he belong to, and what is his faith? What is his devotion level like? How committed is he? Then you want to look at again another area of his ability to be able to make money. His ability to be able to make money or work, because he needs to have these two things majorly. His devotion to God, his commitment to God, or his belief system. And then his belief system must be in agreement with what you believe, because there must be compatibility in your belief system to be able to make this work. So if I believe you're a Christian, you're looking for a Christian husband. So I want to assume that. So if that is true, then you also need to know how serious is he as a Christian. How committed does he want to be as a Christian? What does he, what does he believe in? That is very important. What he believes in is very important. And then, how devoted. So you look at those things in his belief system. Then you move away from there. You want to look at his ability to make provisions, provide for the family, provide for the relationship. Is he working? Does he have the desire, the willingness to work? You want to look at that. Does he have the willingness to work? Is he committed to working? Those are very vital areas you look at in relationships. They are very vital areas. Good evening, good evening, good evening, Jennifer Jackson. You're here. How are you? I'm glad to see you, Jennifer Jackson. Thank you for your comments. I read your comments. I was inspired. So thank you. I hope you saw my reply too. Thank you. That was awesome. That was awesome. So yeah, that's where we are. We're looking at a lady's asking, is it bad to have a criteria of financial security as one of the criteria to looking for a husband? You know, that means you want to get married to somebody. It's like, how much does he have? Is he okay financially? If he's not okay financially, I'm not going in there. But in reality, thank you so much. Thank you, Jennifer. So in reality, you're looking at, oh, does he have so much money? Oh, maybe he has money. So if he has money, I'm okay to go in. That's not the first thing to look at. But oh yes, according to what she said, she's also looked at his faith level. But in most cases, most women don't look at the faith level of the man that they are trying to get married to. They just want to look at, does he drive a nice car? Does he have Gucci, Rolex, Gucci shoes? How does he dress? Does he look nice? Oh, the guy's always smelling nice. Oh, did you see his car? You know? Man, I went to his house. He's touche. The guy's loaded to the teeth. Oh man, isn't the guy is loaded to the teeth? So they go ahead into a relationship because the guy is loaded to the teeth. What about his faith, his belief system? What does he believe in? How devoted is he to his faith? How devoted is he to his faith? So that's where a lot of women miss it. So you don't want to appear as a gold digger. So most men are running away because most women don't know that they appear to the man as a gold digger. Don't appear to men as gold diggers, because one of the signs that men see that a woman is a gold digger is when she become pop nosy financially, when she's financially conscious around the man. You see, when a woman is financially conscious around the man can tell whether you are either a gold digger or you are deaf to observe for yourself whether he is okay financially. So gold diggers have two symptoms. One, observation of whether they can stay there and just be satisfied with the relationship because the man will be able to take care of them, or they want to come there to take a lot, to use their bags to pack everything they can afford to pack. So you see them demanding excessively. So men are very conscious about those things. They are very conscious about those things. So again, if financial security is what you're looking for in that relationship, you want to look at two things. How his willingness to work is the key. Does he have willingness to work? Does he have willingness to work? You see, does he have the desire to provide? You see, there are some men, they don't have the desire to provide. They just stay there. There are some men who have desire to provide and the willingness to work. So that's your security. So you come in, he's working. He must be working. He must be working. You come into the relationship, he's working. You don't want to come into the relationship when he's jobless. He just lost his job. No, he's working. Or alternatively, he's on the hunt for a job and you wait for him to get the job. Don't jump in. Tell him, go get a job. When you get a job, come back, we can talk. Yeah. Go get a job. When you get a job, come back and we can talk. Don't get into a relationship because you're just money conscious. Be wise. Strategize. Plan yourself. All right. Again, don't appear as though you are a gold digger. You don't want to appear as though you're a gold digger. That's not right. Because most women do appear as a gold digger, like I said before. So, the first thing is you need a man who is in the presence of God. The man who is devoted in your faith line, your line of religion, your line of faith, which is Christianity, right? I believe. And you want to look for a man who is devoted to your religion. You may be a Muslim and the man is devoted to, and you are a Muslim too. Then get a man who is a Muslim and marry. You don't want to mess up the whole thing. So I'm suggesting, or I'm assuming that this is a Christian forum, and I'm assuming that you are a Christian according to your comment. So then get married to a Christian, a serious Christian. Look for a man who dwells in God's presence, because Adam was in the presence of God before Eve came. You're not going to look for a man that you are going to go and you are going to take into God's presence. So you don't want a man to come and meet you in God's presence who is not in God's presence. You get it? You know, there's some women who say, no, I'm trying to change him. He will give his life to Christ. He will change. He will give his life to God. Okay, go ahead and see how far you go with that. Many have tried it and it backfires. So you don't want to go to that route. You want to see how far you go with that. It's a dangerous step to take. Trust me. It's a dangerous step to take. You don't want to go to that route. So Merry Christmas, everybody. How you guys doing? How you guys enjoying your evening? If you're watching, pop in, let's chat. How you enjoying your evening? How you guys doing it? Jennifer, how is your channel going? How is it bubbling? I think I was there yesterday. I believe your channel is growing quickly. Yeah. If you will do those things that we shared earlier on, I'm thinking, it's a beautiful evening, so I'm thinking what I can probably make a video on this, because sometimes we need to explain a lot of things further to get people to think about this. Yes.
On the third day of Christmas, my true love came to me.
So what's your comment about this, guys? What do you think? Is financial security a bad criteria for a Christian woman looking for a husband? What do you think, Jennifer, if you're still there? What do you think? What's your comment on this? Because I've actually had my opinion about this, and I'm thinking maybe one or two persons able to help out, because this question was a comment that was left in one of my videos, and I thought I should quickly reply this. So what do you guys think? Is it wrong for a woman to come in and say, well, a man must have money? If he doesn't have money, I'm not going to marry him? Is anything wrong with that? The man may be okay with every other thing, probably
and a
is a
partridge
Christian
in a
and
pear
is
tree.
every other
On the
area may
seventh
be
day of
okay,
Christmas,
but
my
maybe
true love
financially
came to
is
me.
now the issue. We're
Seven
looking
swans
at,
a singing,
should I
six geese
get
a-laying,
involved
5 golden
before
rings,
you know
4
he
calling
doesn't have
birds,
money,
3
or should I wait for him
French
to
hens,
gather
2
himself and have
turtle
money,
and
then
a
I
partridge
will
in a
not get
pear
it? What do you think?
tree.
What do you think it is? Because this lady wants to know, is it a bad idea? Because she's thinking like this, you know what? I can't get into a relationship without the man having money. If the man doesn't have money, why would I choose him for a husband? And I thought, you're right. There's nothing wrong. Except you guys think otherwise. Let us know in the comment section. Let's discuss this. Yeah, good evening. It's a good evening. Let's discuss this, because personally, I don't think anything is wrong with that. But I think if it's wrong, if you're doing it wrongly, I've already explained. First, the man must have the capacity to work. If he doesn't have the capacity to work, the willingness to work, then why bother? If the man doesn't have the willingness to provide, then why bother? So he must be working, so to say. He must be working. What does that mean? He must have a job before you get involved. If he doesn't have a job, tell him to go get a job. Tell him to go get a job. Tell him to go get a job. You want to tell him, go get a job. Go get a job. Because I will listen to you if you got a job. You need to get a job. Go get a job. Yeah, go get a job. And you also don't be too particular about the money as a woman. Don't be too particular about the money, because most women can't resist the temptation, you see, of being so financially conscious. And again, like I said, it depends on what you mean by financial security. You know that word, financial security. Are you talking about him having a lot of money that you want to swim inside it and just enjoy yourself? I said, already made guys are owned by other women. Don't make the mistake. Most women have influenced the most made, already self-made guys. They are not there. There's nothing like self-made anyway. I know that's just a slogan a lot of people use. I'm a self-made millionaire. I'm a self-made whatever. So if your financial security means that he's willing to work and help support the family, bam, you got it. Then that is the criteria to look for. Or if you mean that he has to be making six figures every year, then yes, it's a bad idea. So I'm trying to split it here so you understand. First, is the financial security based on the fact that he is willing to support, is willing to work and support in the family? Then it's not a bad idea if that's just financial security. But if your financial security is that he's making six figure every year or making six figure every month, he has to be meeting any huge amount of money, then that kind of financial security is a bad idea in entering a marriage. It's a bad idea. So you need to think about that. For example, if your salary is if your salary is low compared to your education, experience also out of work. You can have a low salary, and you are looking at the man who should be having more salary, any more money than you. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong to have that. But if you are looking at this exorbitant, huge idea of he must be rich, he must be earning 6 figures. No, that would be wrong idea. So I thought I should really pop in here and share some of those thoughts with you guys, because again, things like this can get into people's mind and just like, what? Is it true? Yeah, you don't have to have those things to be able to get a man. The man doesn't have to be all of that. Trust me, it doesn't have to be all of that. Alright guys, I think I've answered that question. If you have guys you're watching here, you wanna ask a question, please do. If not, let me allow this music to play, and so we can enjoy ourselves. It's a Christmas period, and then I believe the Christmas song will help us.
The first Noel, the angel did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. They looked up and saw a star shining in the east, beyond them far, and to the earth it gave great light, and so it continued both day and night. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel.
Alright guys, thank you very much. Today we're gonna be ending the stream right now because we are going to bed soon, and I hope you guys get the gist of this question, and the answer was quite clear. So if you have any further questions or contributions you want to make, please do not hesitate to leave your comments on the comment section below. For those of you going to be watching this, And also, if you disagree with my answer, that's fine. I would like you to leave your comment also in the comment section below. Tomorrow we're going to be back online, and if you're watching this, I want you to join us. Tomorrow we're going to be back online to share more on these regards. Thank you guys, and have a beautiful evening. I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.